Hello, and welcome to episode 5 about nutrition. This is Alex Muir, helping millennial professionals reach peak mental and physical performance. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about nutrition. Now, over the last few episodes, we talked about daily meditation practice, we talked about weekly exercise, yoga and stretching, and a few other topics as well. And I'm really excited about this episode because nutrition is by far the most important aspect of building great mental and physical performance. When you're eating extremely healthy, or as healthy as you can, you're going to notice a big uptick in your energy. And the way the mind works is the mind needs energy to come up with great ideas, to battle life stressors. And when we eat well, we tend to think well. So I'm going to kind of give you guys a lowdown on some of the nutrition that principles that I've learned over the years. And some of those principles are, to start off, eat as many vegetables or greens as you can, dark leafy greens. For instance, kale, spinach, other veggies like, so kale, spinach, Swiss chard, what would be some other ones? Broccoli, if you like broccoli, and black kale, green kale, mainly all the dark leafy greens. And then another big part of the vegetables is actually legumes. Legumes, not only do you get your fiber in there, which is really helpful, and a lot of us are deficient in fiber as a micronutrient, is getting in enough good low glycemic carbohydrates. And what I mean by low glycemic carbohydrates is basically slow digesting, and they stave off hunger for longer versus if you were to eat bread or pizza or quick digesting carbs, which would be high glycemic. So those are a couple options there for the dark leafy greens and the legumes. Another aspect of vegetables would be things like tomatoes, things like, would be some other vegetables. Peppers, bell peppers, absolutely delicious. Those are kind of my staples, is kale, spinach, and tomatoes, bell peppers, and zucchini. Actually, I'm a big fan of zucchini, and it's a great vegetable to eat because anything that you can cook and saute with your meals is just really, really helpful and helps stave off hunger for longer. That's one of the keys to great nutrition, is getting enough vegetables, which is quite challenging when you're already eating enough carbs and protein. It can be really hard. So what I've tended to do over the years is not eat as many carbohydrates. So I'll cut down my carbs to make up more room for vegetables, because keep in mind, vegetables make you really full really fast. So you want to still get in a lot of vegetables, but you want to balance it out with your carbohydrates as well, because carbohydrates give you energy and the vegetables give you energy in addition to your protein intake. So those are some tips on vegetables. Some other tips for protein sources: salmon fillets, coho. So you got coho and you got sockeye salmon. Those are two of the most delicious fish. You got cod. Cod's pretty delicious. So there's another fish for you. And then also chicken, ground turkey, and for chicken, I'd say chicken breast or chicken thighs. Huge fan of chicken thighs because they're much more chicken breast tends to dry out really easily if you overcook it. So stick with chicken thighs if you're not a huge fan of chicken breast. If you like chicken breast, just make sure you maybe coat it with panko breadcrumbs and put like tomato sauce on it, and then put it in the oven at like 400. And then you'll make basically panko breaded chicken, or chicken parmesan as they call it, and it's absolutely delicious. It's just panko breadcrumbs, tomato sauce, and cheese on top, and it's a great dish. And then along with some oven roasted zucchini as well as a side dish. So there's a nice little meal idea for you. And then, so we talked about protein sources, we talked about veggies, carbohydrate sources that I highly recommend: couscous, quinoa, mini potatoes, and if you're to do like just one set of potatoes, I'd recommend red potatoes because they're a creamier potato, and they russets and yellow potatoes. Yellow potatoes are a pretty creamy potato as well, so it's just really good texture to add to your dishes. And again, I would bake the potatoes in the oven and saute with olive oil. No salt seasoning. There's a seasoning from Costco you can get called no salt seasoning, and it's really good because it's basically ground up herbs, and it gives your food a lot of flavor. So the key with vegetables or eating certain healthy foods that you might not necessarily like, it's not that you don't like them, it's just that they need flavor. They need lots of flavor. So the key to flavoring your vegetables and your protein sources or carbs is to get different seasonings and different low-calorie sauces. So another key to nutrition is go for the healthiest options, whether that be whatever food you're eating or seasonings or sauces. Go for the lowest calorie options, the healthiest options, but the tastiest options. Because if it's not tasty and flavorful, you're not gonna stick with that diet. You're not gonna eat it. And that's another thing. Diet. The word diet is short-term, short-lived. It's a fad. So we're not talking diets in this podcast. We're talking lifestyle eating is what we're talking about. So as far as nutrition is concerned, you want to develop a lifestyle of healthy eating, and however you choose to do that, as long as it's healthy eating and you're getting in as much nutrient-dense food as possible, you're gonna mentally perform better at work. You're gonna think better. In the gym, you're gonna perform at a better level by eating better. And and a couple other carb sources I forgot to mention were yams and sweet potatoes, which are awesome as well, and slow digesting carbs, low glycemic as well. So those are some tidbits and some ideas to give you guys to some key takeaways as far as nutrition is concerned. And I think that about wraps it up for this episode. If anything else comes to mind, if you guys have any questions, let me know. And again, this is Alex Muir, helping millennial professionals reach peak mental and physical performance. And in this episode 5 on nutrition. Hope you guys all enjoyed, and take care.